Welcome to The Console. In today's conversation, I'm joined by Tony Rende, aka PM Prime, and Malcbear. I strongly suggest you check out their YouTube page and view their content. Today's conversation is a 3-part episode about anime. Our conversation will start off at looking at the current state of the anime industry. From there, we're going to try to find parallels between the video game industry and the anime industry. Look over certain matters dealing with filler, dubbed, and the overuse of genres in the current state of anime. And finally, try to figure out what is the perfect formula for anime, and discuss some of the shows that still use it. Now, join our conversation already in progress. The original Dragon Ball Z. I mean, people complain about it be 20 episodes of him powering up and everything like that, but they were the only show that was able to add filler to the anime, to the series, and the filler they add was actually in a way somewhat relevant to it. You know, I mean, they extended fights a lot longer than they should have been. They made this whole snake way and added things to that element. They added filler that was important, compared to your Bleach and your Naruto that adds filler that no one care about at all, but we still got to get through it.
You could totally take it out, and then you wouldn't miss it. With the Dragon Ball Z stuff, you're taking out maybe little character moments here and there.
Yeah,
that you're missing.
I have to admit that some of the Bleach filler was okay. I wouldn't mind going over it again. Pretty much the Bound arc and stuff like that. But Naruto, no, you can take out every single bit of the filler. Especially the 1 year of filler.
That's horrible.
I stopped watching Naruto completely.
But that's the difference. I mean, because Kai is manga perfect. It fits how the show actually was written, and so I mean, everything's a lot faster. Everything's the way it's supposed to be, and even their dub of it, the redub, is more accurate to what they actually said. It's nothing more than this ad libbing they were doing. But at the same time, because of that, we watched the original version of it. There were little things that they added that actually were pretty good, compared to, like I said, to, I mean, Bleach, out of all the fillers they've done, the only one that I find reasonable, that was at least interesting, was the whole, swords coming to life thing. That was kind of cool,
I kind of thought that was run on. Stop.
I like the idea of these swords being alive and seeing how they look, that kind of thing. That was interesting to me. The whole
that was actually pretty cool though.
The bound thing. Okay, I'm tired. I can't stand vampires in anime.
Well, the way the vampires are,
I can't stand vampires
in animes, it's totally.
I can't stand vampires in media altogether.
Yeah.
Forget just anime, just regular TV too.
The only one I like is from Hellsing. That's it.
Well, if you grew up watching Vampire D,
that too.
That's all you need, basically. I mean, Hellsing, don't get me wrong, that was pretty good too. But okay, you got your D vampire, you got the Hellsing, his version. Okay, there you got the quiet, I can still kill you, the hand do all the talking, and you got the straight up, I'm gonna kill you, a ruthless G guys. That's all you need. But since then, like I said, they've been vampires in every damn show or whatever. And it's like, I know we were on that big vampire kick for a while, even in USA. And
we're still on it.
It's like, damn, man, please, Japan, don't do it. Because for a while, you had after Hellsing came out, you had that what was that one show where the guy was a vampire killer?
Trinity Blood.
Yeah, Trinity Blood, and
of
course you had like eight different versions of Blood, the vampire series. And they got worse each time. The movie was awesome, and then it was like same TV series suck. The other series suck. It's like, come on now,
We need more werewolves in this place.
I mean, something.
Like, I was looking for a werewolf anime. They do not exist. And I thought it was like, okay, Wolf's Rain. Okay, that's a werewolf. And then you watch it, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, God, Wolf's Rain?
Yeah.
I thought everybody was gay. I thought every single person in there was gay. They showed it. What did they show it on? Cartoon Network for a little bit?
Yeah.
I was like, why is everybody so skinny?
It's from
that was Twilight before Twilight.
right. And then also, I'm not quite sure it's from either the artist of Cowboy Bebop or the guy who actually made Cowboy Bebop has something to do with it. I'm not quite sure. It's either the artist or the guy who actually directed it. So the art style is kind of similar. You know, Bebop, Spike and everybody's all skinny. Faye, I mean, come on now. It's amazing how skinny Faye was, but she was still fine.
Well, I don't know about Cowboy Bebop. I mean, you still had Jet. Jet was freaking swole.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big guy. Plus, he had a metal arm.
Spike, Faye, Edward, they were pretty bony.
But nowhere near as Wolf's Rain, man. Everybody. Wolf's Rain took the cake, and on top of that, they wore skimpy clothes.
Yeah.
That show didn't make any sense. They were supposed to be wolves, right?
Yeah.
And their human forms were like magic to fool you into thinking you were human.
Right.
So this motherfucker is like trying to grab this dude from falling. So you're thinking he's holding him by the hand, but in reality, he's grabbing him by the mouth, right?
Yeah.
And it just, and then he throws him up, and it's like, what the fuck? Okay, you're trying to remember these rules that they had. I'll say, oh, okay, and then he's riding him, and it's like, oh, come on, just show them that it's a wolf or some shit.
Yeah, I agree, man. Especially like near the end or the middle when the one character get killed. That one guy who's been hunting the whole time, he finally kills one, or something happens where he's about to die and the guy's dying too, and so it's like, okay, they're together, and then the next scene you see him, he's a wolf and he's laying next to him or whatever in the snow. Yeah. And it's like, okay, it's like, okay, wait a minute. So was a guy the whole time only seeing the wolves, or was he seeing the human? Yeah.
This is random. They just did whatever they wanted.
Yeah, it's one of those shows, man. I mean, still at the same time, I respect it just because it was at the time it was different,
Yeah, it was different.
It was different. I mean,
but then again, it was the same because these animes they always have these fucked up endings where it's the end of the world and things reset at the end. And it's like, okay, did they live through it, or is it like a total different dimension, or is it going to start over again? It was different, yet it was the same.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, the conclusions always, I don't know. It's not too many shows have that kind of, that natural. Yeah. I'm not gonna say happy ending, but like everything go back to normal ending.
Conclusions. Yeah. I've never really seen an anime that has a really good conclusion.
I mean, is it going to be the world changed 100% or it's destroyed or something? It's never really just like, okay, back to square one.
Yeah.
Unless it was one of those animes that wasn't that serious anyway. But hey, Bear, I'm going to ask you a question, man. How much anime were they showing over in the other countries?
I'm sorry? Say that again?
How much anime were they showing over there in Germany?
I'd say that Dragon Ball Z was the main one. Then there was See, the only, I wouldn't say that much. I mean, the anime, at the time, anime wasn't that popular over there.
Okay.
I'd say pretty much just Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon.
That makes sense.
Okay. See, I assume maybe...
One thing, I didn't speak a lick of German, so
okay.
Even though I know like enough to ask people to go to the where the bathroom is, and that's pretty much it. But I didn't barely watch any of the German channels. Every time I did, either the cartoons were too cheesy and mellow, kind of like BBC or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the channel I watched was like a Air Force Base channel, and they occasionally showed Pokemon. When I watched Dragon Ball Z, somebody showed me that from a VHS tape.
Oh, okay.
Then Pokemon was the third anime I actually watched. Somebody showed me Sailor Moon somewhere in between there. But yeah, Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z got me started. And then I watched Pokemon, and most of the time I started liking Pokemon because I was like, 10 or 11 years old. So, and it came on like right before I got back from school, so I'm like running from the bus stop home so I can watch Pokemon.
Okay, see, I assume maybe it was just, I mean, I noticed back in the day, I would say, middle 90s, whatever, man, you can watch, at least down here in Texas, man, you can watch Dragon Ball Z on Telemundo, Univision, the Spanish channels from Mexico and everything. And they had, Dragon Ball and all the other shows subbed in Spanish, and you can watch from there. Before, at the same time, we were getting it on American stations, but they were still showing the same stuff. The Mexican channel, they were showing all into the sale and boot stock already,
I may be mistaken about the anime in Germany, but as far as I'm concerned, I didn't see that much on German TV, at least.
Okay.
I know, like, I guess it was back in the 80s, like France, Italy,
Yeah.
South America, even they were really popular. The really popular ones were Saint Seiya and even Fist of the North Star. They had it all dubbed and everything like that. If you watch it on YouTube, proper damn dubs. What the hell's going on? They had better dubs than we had.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really random what they show, what they license, I guess, in other different countries, and they get what we don't get.
Right.
It's weird.
And what about there in Canada, T? What is the anime like?
Well,
in the
most
past?
of the time, in the past,
Yeah.
most of the time it was just leftovers from Cartoon Network.
Okay.
Astro Boy was on in the 80s.
Oh, damn. The old one? The really old one? Or?
Yeah. Well, not the one from the 60s, black and white.
Yeah, that'd be kind of depressing people.
Yeah, I know. I can understand why they wouldn't show that. But in terms of anime back then, yeah, all I remember was, Astro Boy. We didn't get Macross. I don't remember Macross ever being on here. Or Robotech, I mean.
Right.
Ever.
Wow, okay.
And just Astro Boy. And then when Pokemon and Dragon Ball start coming up, you see all these things like bleed over from Cartoon Network on our channel YTV.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they would get things before you guys, but like Bleach episodes, and I think they stopped actually, but whatever. And then you got Fox Kids. We got the stuff from Fox Kids.
Okay.
Or 4Kids or Fox Box or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it's been so many damn things.
Don't. Oh, Fox Kids. I love how the worst dubs in history.
You get the One Piece flashbacks going. Well, they had some good shows though.
Oh, yeah.
They brought over what was it called? Ultimate Muscle and
that's what I'm saying.
Holy Knights.
The dubs for me weren't that bad most of the time. It's just that I can't take. Okay, if you're gonna edit it so bad, at least in the script and the action, the scenes, at least give me some good voice acting. That's how I figure. The original Dragon Ball Z we got for Ocean Group, it was heavily edited. The script was changed, They put in crazy stuff, but at the same time, my opinion, the voice group was so good that I didn't mind them saying, another dimension and all this kind of stuff they did, they took liberties with. I didn't mind that. But then, like you say, your One Piece, your script's gone, you're changing the script, you're changing, the lines and cutting the action out and everything, you know what I'm saying? And
changing
then
guns from, I don't know what the hell they put in instead of a gun.
Yeah, and then you're going to still give me some crazy sounding voice.
No, I'm thinking about that in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
They had guns. They had guns, and you look at the dub, they're holding walkie-talkies.
Yeah, something like
Even in
that.
Dragon Ball Z, when I forget her name, she's walking around with a bikini. They painted over that shit.
Yeah.
A single piece.
Yeah. Marin.
Yeah, Marin.
Yeah, because Marin's like wearing a thong.
Yeah.
And she got granny panties on.
See, I understand it's for kids and little children to watch it, but don't overdo it.
Yeah.
I mean, the walkie-talkie thing was overdoing it. I don't know about the two-piece thing. Maybe they should have done that or not. Maybe they should have done it. But make a better job out of it, I guess.
Yeah. It was obvious.
Especially in the times in Dragon Ball when Goku is naked, and most of the time he is.
Mm-hmm. It's because junk hanging out.
Yeah. They did some weird stuff to cover things up.
Well, I mean, the Ocean Group Dragon Ball Z dub is always that magical smoke. You know, when stuff got too violent, it was a smoke. Like when the Goldo's beating up Gohan and Krillin, and after he froze them, there's smoke over them, so you can't see him actually punch him in the face. You know, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like really, and also that whole Ginyu part is the worst part because when Vegeta shoots Goto's head off in their version, his head's on the ground and he's talking to Vegeta, and the way they edited it, man, it just looks real weird. It's just real fun how they edited it.